I pledge
pledge
allegiance
allegiance to the flag
United
of the
States
United States of America,
and to
and
the
the
republic
republic
for which
for which
it
it
stands,
stands,
one
one
nation,
nation,
under
under
God,
God,
indivisible,
indivisible,
with
with
liberty and justice for all.
for all.
Thank you. That takes us to our information items. Public comment. We do not have anybody here for public comment. We will go to item B, which is a budget report, see Exhibit A, and we will pass it off to Karen. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, prior to,
Oh, sorry.
I believe you to
I
surprise.
forgot again. Oh my goodness. And I wrote a note down too. And I was planning on a big surprise and I forgot. Okay. Prior to our meeting, I don't know, it's been a rough week. Prior to our meeting, there was an executive session held. Now we can move forward. Thank you. Karen, you are up.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everybody. For the financial report for this month, we are looking at the results through the end of April 30th, which is the first 4 months of the fiscal year. At this point in time, we've already expired 1/4, or actually 1/3 of the year. So we're 1/3 of the way through. At this point, we've collected 32.8% of our revenues, so we're right on target from a revenue perspective. And we've expended 28% of our expenditures. So we are operating in a sound fiscal manner. Are there any questions?
Thank you very much. Seeing no questions, we will go to item C, capital budget status report, see Exhibit B, and I will pass it off to Kim.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So I was last gave this actual update in March, and since March, we've spent an additional $7.4 million. So year to date, through our capital program, we've spent just over $15 million. As you can imagine, 9 of that is at the plant expansion, now that we're in construction and moving on some of our projects, especially the north end. Then also up in the, just existing plant projects, that the aeration diffusers and some of the other work that we're doing within the plant. So everything looks good, but if you had any questions or if there were any specific line items that you'd like to talk about, I'd be happy to answer them.
Okay, seeing none, we will go to the next item, item D, report of action by the executive director and approval of construction change orders less than $30,000. See Exhibit C, items number 1 and 2, contract 1719, miscellaneous SOAR improvements at various locations for an amount of $389,000. These costs are to handle the disposal of potential PCB contamination soil associated with the work at T27 and Part 2, the former Westinghouse site in Trafford. The original amount of the contract was $19,000. The current value of the contract includes this change order is $17,913.
All right, thank you, Mr. Chairman. As you can see, I was a tad bit creative with my math. I need to make some modifications here at the table to this change order. The amount of the change order is $17,913.50. That would be correct. The original amount of the contract is $389,000. $389,400. The current amount of this contract, including the change order that's being reported on right now, is $407,313.50. And this is, as you had indicated in the reading, which the reading was extremely accurate. Thank you, sir. This is to
I got something right so far. Thanks.
your part was perfect. My part was a little shaky. This is to address contaminated soils at this particular location. As you see, the contract deals with various locations throughout the interceptor system, but at this location in Trafford T27, there originally it was not known that there was the potential for contamination of this type. Now we've been made aware of it. The contractor has been put on notice, and they have had to bring a specialty firm in to be able to address it. That's what this change covers. Thank you.
Thank you. Seeing no questions, we will go to action items. A and B, we need an approval of the minutes, and B, we need an approval of the invoices. See Exhibit D.
So moved. Second.
Second.
Second, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
Okay, item C, motion to authorize specifications of an advertisement for the bids. The following contracts, see Exhibit E, Contract 1746 and Contract 1745.
Mr. Chairman, the first contract takes us back to the interceptor system. Our Langton station is an ejector station. It will be upgraded to more of a traditional pump station, which includes a wet well. The second contract, very straightforward. We do provide uniforms to the workforce.
All right, seeing no questions, I need a motion and a second.
So
So
moved.
moved.
Second.
All in favor, aye.
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 Okay, moving on. Motion to approve the following contracts. Contract 1740, ALCOSAN parking shuttle to First Student, see Exhibit F. The price being $36,875.50 per month. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. Can we have a motion and a second?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Okay, contracts 2 and 3, 1743, Biosolids Management System, Part 1, Summer, which is Exhibit G, as well as contract 1743, Biosolids Management, Part B, see Exhibit G, both going to Birch Hydro in the amount of $2,100,080 or $180,000 for the summer, $2.4,779,000 for the winter.
Mr. Chairman, while the parking shuttle appeared to be very straightforward, this does not, I'm certain. We have met with the Biosolids Committee recently. We have updated the board as well. Our Biosolids program, which the incorporation of a beneficial reuse aspect of the program took place in 1991. Of course, prior to that, we've always been disposing of biosolids, but again, the incorporation of a beneficial reuse piece, 1991. Since then, it has been a key component of our program. We incinerate, we land apply or beneficially reuse, and we use landfills. We have learned much over these many decades. Of course, regulations have changed, access has changed. Our overall goal is to have the maximum reuse potential with minimal cost while ensuring that we have viable disposal options out of those three: the incineration, reuse, and landfilling. Changes with landfilling and limitations on what you can do with beneficial reuse during the winter months have led us to this separation of the contract to indeed have the option to pursue one course for the winter months and a separate course for the summer months. In the winter, you just can't land apply. There are restrictions, Ohio, Pennsylvania. When that takes place, we still have the same disposal requirements. Believe it or not, people keep using the system and we need to be able to remove product. Our prior contracts had a single price per ton. That was all that was available to us for the most part. So when you got to the winter months, we were paying just as much to take product to a landfill as we would for reuse. Didn't make sense. You can look at the numbers, you can see the distinction between the two times of year. You'll also look at the numbers and see that Birch Hydro is not the lowest overall total cost as calculated, and understand this is an estimated cost. This contract does permit us to evaluate various criteria in terms of making a recommendation to you for an award. The lowest summer bidder was not responsive. There were aspects of the bid requirements that just were not met. Hence, recommendation with the input solicitor to award both to Birch Hydro.
Great. Thank you. I need a motion and a second.
So moved. Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, that takes us to item E, motion to approve the following change order that exceeds $30,000. See Exhibit H, contract 1723G, North End Plant Expansion for Mascaro Construction for an amount of $5.4 million. These costs are for testing, excavating, handling, hauling, and disposal of soils. The original contract was for $94.1 million. The current value of the contract, including this change order, will be $101,806,000. Director?
Mr. Chairman, again, we're looking at soils and excavation of same to a much larger degree in this particular change than the previous one that was reported on, specific to the interceptor system. There's the expectation that we're talking about 75,000 cubic yards of material. This is a significant piece of work to keep us moving forward so that we're on track to maintain our compliance schedule. We are working through issues associated with it, and I certainly recommend award.
Thank you. I need a motion and a second.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
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 Okay, items F through I were held at a professional services meeting. Item F, motion to approve on-call services for aeration tank, underwater diver services to Marion Hill Associates for an amount not to exceed $148,500. As we know, this is a very difficult job and we talk about it each year, but we definitely need those underwater divers, so.
Well said.
All right, I need a motion and a second.
So
So
moved.
moved.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Item G, motion to approve modification of services, authorization 350 for AE Works for an additional laboratory technician or technical consulting and associate design efforts for amount not to exceed $109,000.
Mr. Chairman, has taken to the Professional Services Committee. This is an additional piece of work for AE Works. Something that requires them to do work that was initially unanticipated, and it is, just as stated, additional technical consulting for the lab. This is above and beyond just the basic putting the physical structure together. While we have access to this consultant, we want to be able to make use of it.
All right, thank you. I need a motion and a second.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
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 Item H, motion to approve modification services authorization 264 for 9 rooftops to continue service related to customer relations management system, municipal data site, and additional strategic material for an amount not to exceed $104,000.
Mr. Chairman, the board is familiar with 9 rooftops. The board is familiar with Mark USA. Mark USA, who is now 9 rooftops, providing strategic communications assistance across the organization of a more general nature. This is specific to support for our municipal interface needs. They certainly have the bandwidth and the experience.
All right, I need a motion and a second.
So moved.
All in
Second.
favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, item I, motion to approve modification services 299 to exercise the second of 2 one-year extensions for AECom to perform scope of services under capital project or program S466 as the regional program manager for no additional cost. That
So
always sounds
moved.
good. So moved. Okay, I need a second.
No cost piece did it, didn't it?
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Jack got it right on that one.
You got me on that one. That's right.
All in favor? Aye.
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 Okay, item J, motion to authorize the executive director to execute the instruments of declaration of registration and conveyance covenants for property owned and or maintained by ALCOSAN for the Sheridan Park Section 206 Ecosystem Restoration Project and record the instruments in the Allegheny County Department of Real Estate. That also is pretty straightforward.
Yeah, and no cost.
And no cost, Jack.
So moved.
Second.
Second, all in favor, aye.
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 All right, there is new business. I do want to say before we adjourn, our next meeting is June 24th. And there will definitely be an executive session held before that meeting. So if I forget to mention it, everybody out there knows there was an executive session. So to add one more piece of new business today, this will be somebody that's infamous at ALCOSAN. It will be her last meeting with us. Officially, well, not officially retiring, but this will be the last meeting for Jan. So, you know, I want to thank you, Jan. I worked with you while I was on council, and then obviously got appointed to the board and worked with you here as well. And you've done a lot for the region. You've done a lot for a lot of people at ALCOSAN. And I will say, you know, you're a lot of fun to see on the golf course and to hang out with at some other events that we all go to. So for all of your years of service, I'm sure the rest of the board will second that motion too, that we thank you for everything and hope that you enjoy a good retirement in the upcoming months when it does occur. So thank you very much. I'll pass it off to anybody else that wants to add something.
Congratulations. And good luck.
Thank you. Thank you. And I thank
Enjoy
all of you. And it's been wonderful to work with all of you for so many years.
Yeah.
You know, Seven Springs, Harry, you and your wife, lovely dinners. You know, Jack, just your adamancy about what's right and the ratepayers, and it's all good. Sylvia, the best cheerleader. And, you know, you newcomers here, you got a couple rough years ahead. I wish you all the best of luck. I've enjoyed it here. Been wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jan, for all your
Thank you,
hard work.
Jan. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you very much. Director, would you like to add?
Absolutely. I cannot thank Jan enough. One, Jan helped grow me as a director in many ways. Jan was one of the first directors I was privileged to be able to select, and I do it again 1,000,000 times over. I have many times spoke to her passion, her dedication, but Jan's a good person too. When there were some rough moments personally, Jan was the one who would show up with cookies, with something to eat, or just a hug. And I'm going to miss that already. Joey, hit it.
Oh.
Well, there are 4 ways basically of solving this tremendous problem, and that is conveying it to a location that you can treat it, removing it at the source, which is what we're talking about with this green stormwater infrastructure, or storing it until the rain quits and it can be released to the sewer system. I think this is a real opportunity for the municipalities to bring this stormwater runoff and groundwater infiltration to the municipalities to light within their community. Our biggest project is taking a catch basin that was tying into the sanitary sewer system, and just the construction of a storm sewer directly to the stream is going to eliminate 21 million gallons annually from the sewer system.
That was good.
There you go.
That was
Thank
good.
you.
Very nice.
Yeah, very
Yeah.
good.
More
Good job.
hairstyles than Hillary Clinton. And did you notice I look most happy when I have a drink in my hand?
Yes, I can.
We didn't want to say that, Jan. We saw it, but we didn't want to say that. Well, thank you again, and I'm sure we'll hopefully see you in person out and about at some point. But thank you all for being here. That exhausts our meeting. We will see everybody next month. Thank you.
Hey,
Thank you again.
Wait, sorry.
Bye.
question, Chairman.
Wait, sorry. Yes.
Will Jan be at the June meeting or the July meeting?
No, that's, yeah.
Okay.
So, all right, we will get to see her at some point. I'm sure there will be a
Yes.
gathering of ALCOSAN employees at something. So we will let everybody know. So thank you very much.